Welcome back. I've got everything on the trailer. Now we're going to see if we can get out of the river and make the delivery before we run out of gas, run out of fuel. I was contemplating if I even wanted to come back to this or just put that up as like a mod review and not even use it for the video. Just go get 8 brick with the Kraz. I want to see if this thing is capable of getting the stuff there, getting up out of the river, and getting it to the delivery. Now I'm going to high center on the trailer. Because of those rocks I'm going over. Not an ideal location, but it's going to have to do. No, it's not going to, even with the winch, it's not going to pull the trailer over those rocks. Trying to turn right, but it being up on the rock, it just keeps going straight over. Now it's going too much to the right. It's gonna start dragging on the pole. See if it ain't a rock fucking with me, or a pole fucking with me, or a tree fucking with me. It's, you know, it's gotta be something else. Yeah, it's gonna be the trailer high centering. Nope. Won't go forward, won't go backward. It's just high centered, and that's all she wrote. Okay. Almost hate leaving that thing over here. It's going to be a bitch to get back under, but it is what it is. I had to shove it out of the way a little. When all else fails, grab the beef. Close functions. See that? That's a real truck. Now I have no fuel. Finish taking this the rest of the way in. A simple desire to do an experiment. Waste an entire episode. I bet if I did this the normal way with the Krazes and the 8 points, I could have done this entire episode in 1 hour. Now if I grab the Krazes and finish it out with the Krazes, I could probably do the rest within this episode. But I've got those other 2 trucks in the garage that I wanted to take a look at. I think it was a bad idea to try and incorporate a mod review with my gameplay. I think I should have just taken each one in turn and played with them in the mud a little bit and showed you the customizations and so on and so forth. And instead of trying to complete a contract with them. Oh look, on asphalt, the thing finally grabs a gear and takes off. Ah, crap. Can I squeeze up alongside it? I can't get around the damn pole. Come on, get in there. I know there's room. I know there's room. If I can just stop hitting one thing or another. See where the Kraz would just drag that through there? This thing I'm stuck. I can't go forward or reverse. Alright. This goes back in storage with those, with all those other mods. That, you only bring out for special instances, special, you know, if you need to haul a couple pallets of feathers, a couple 100 meters down the road, you bring out this truck for that. And I'll give it credit that it got the shit here. And perhaps dumping it off the bridge could have been avoided. But why did it swerve toward the side of the bridge when it was going perfectly straight across? Yes, I was trying to take it out of all-wheel drive, but that's just a simple, I mean, that's all it takes to do that. You don't have to mess with the steering. It was going perfectly straight. And then it suddenly swerves to the left. Just as I'm, you know, not controlling the steering because I'm doing something else. Anyways, let's get this empty. Close it. And pull it off to the side over here. Beautiful truck. I love my, I love the Royal, the look of the Royal. I love the look of this mod. But maybe we'll have to give it a second chance with just a 2-spot flatbed on it and see how it does with a lighter load. See how it does with only 2 spots of cargo. But for now, I really don't need that Kraz sitting there either. But I think I can get around it. Did I shut that off? Sounds like I hear a truck running. No, it's off. Now the next part of what I wanted to show you is back in the garage. And we need 2 concrete slab, which takes up 4 spots. I have a truck in here that can haul 4 spots. No, it's not that big monster. It's the monster next to it. When you download this mod, you get 2 of these. One has the capability of having 91-inch tires on it, and the other has like 71-inch. This one, you can use the flatbed area as for hauling freight. This one, it's only for mounting other add-ons. Customization is very expensive. Advanced special there. Tuned custom invincible or raised invincible or stock or just raised. Tuned custom invincible. And huge tire selection. Like I said, it maxes out at 79 inches, not 71. Advanced, Tune Custom, talked about that. There's tires. It does have a battery-powered winch. It's supposed to be long and strong, according to what it says. Snorkel options. Gaugeable all-wheel drive. Many frame add-ons. Like I say, this allows you to have a fifth wheel or haul freight, where the other one, and you can have a crane where the other one has this platform only allows you to add other add-ons, and perhaps we'll get to that a little later. As far as the rest of it, I'm not gonna, I mean, it's the normal options you see on every truck. So I'm gonna try and run this. Hopefully do it quickly. I've never driven this truck before. I've driven the other one with the big tires. I had to take that one out for a spin. See, we gotta go this way. Whoops. Honestly didn't, damn it. Honestly didn't expect it to turn that tight. Too many trucks sitting around the yard here. And remember, this is the smaller one of the two. Not great turning radius. Looked like it was gonna flip over coming up out of the ditch. One thing I noticed on the big boy is that it goes right through those mud bogs like they're not there. And this one seems to pretty much do the same thing. These two might be keepers. And when you hit reverse to make it stop, it stops. So no, I don't want to load. I want to craft. I want to craft 2 concrete slabs. And then I want to load 2 concrete slabs. Boy, did you see that thing sink down? I believe it is the soft suspension, not the firm. No? God, I just looked at it. Did it say invincible firm or invincible soft? Shit, I don't remember. But you know what? I have video I can reference, and you guys have video you can reference once it's uploaded. It's kind of hard to see where you're going. All the exhaust smoke. See now there? I didn't hit the parking brake to keep it off of that pole. I just went into reverse. Again, every mod in existence is not going to steer the way you want it to. Because every mod maker has different ideas about what's good for steering parameters. So every different truck you jump into is going to be set up differently. If I took the time to go into my settings and adjust my stick sensitivity, I could maybe mitigate some of that weaving back and forth, but probably not all of it. I think this one and its brother are probably better at going through the swamps than the crabs. I mean, look at this. But then you get into the weaving. We'll do a little of this before we get all the way there. It's got, the exhaust comes out the top and the bottom. Very responsive steering, but kind of slow. I mean, it immediately reacts to steering changes, but kind of slow. But real pretty truck. I love it. I mean, I love the looks of it, and so far, I mean, with the exception of the steering, I like the way it drives. I like how it just completely ignores the mud and the swamps. Yeah, beautiful truck. This one's a keeper. I know it's similar to the quad steer or the twin steer. The twin steer is the vanilla truck. The quad steer is the mod that I have. You can do the same thing with the twin steer. The exception is the twin steer would not let you do this with a loading crane. That is the major difference. That and tire size. The twin steer won't let you go this big on the wheels, which limits ground clearance. This thing has better stability than the twin steer. Never once did I fear it was going to go over, except for when it was coming up out of that ditch and it kind of stuck the ass end in the air. Yeah. It's basically a twin steer, but you can put a loading crane on it. So I like this one. Now let's get it empty and move on. We're at half an hour. Or this second stage of ore sorting center is going to end up being 3 parts because of this mod testing. But beautiful truck. Absolutely beautiful truck. And many different ways you can set it up. If you decide to get this, I mean, I would highly recommend this truck. The Royal, if you're sentimental about the Royal, the way that I am, okay, I could use the Royal here and there with just something small. Put a 2-spot on it with the lighter LC38 crane. This KRS 58 crane is much heavier. So use the lighter crane, put a 2-spot on it, or maybe a low saddle with the 5-spot sideboard, and go to town. But the heavy crane, the combination of the heavy crane, the heavy trailer, 8 spots of cargo is just a little too much for it. Keep the cargo weight down. It'll be a good truck for you. This thing that I'm going to try and get out of the way here somewhere is a great truck. Awesome. And I just want to get it out of the way here somewhere so I can go to the... No, that's going to be... Perfecto. Great truck. Let's go to the garage. And find her big brother. Woo-wee! Customization on this thing is basically identical, with the exception of, well, it kind of wigs out as you go through different things. But once you settle on what you're going to get, and come out of customization, it settles down. The thing I wanted to show you here with the wheels is it has an MSH1, an MSH1-2, which gives you a little more stance, and then an MSH1-3, which gives you major wheel stance. And those are the tires that I have on it because I wanted to check out the biggest, baddest. As far as Let's talk about the crane for a second. Okay, let's talk about this flatbed underneath everything. That's just like the other truck, except on this one, it doesn't allow you to haul freight. It only allows you to mount other add-ons. Now you can run the crane and the two-spot without that attachment, but then the crane hangs way over the back. With the attachment, I believe you can put a dolly on it. Without the attachment, the pintle would be the pintle is way the fuck up here. No way you'd get a trailer to reach past the crane. I'm hoping I can put a 4-spot dolly on this. If not, well then it goes back to the garage. Because the only way it'll haul 6 metal rolls is with a 4-spot on it. You can put this thing has a 4-spot sideboard bed or a 4-spot flatbed. You can carry 4 spots of cargo on this, but you cannot run a crane with that 4-spot. With that 4 spots of cargo. You can't even put the small crane with that 4 spots of cargo, which seems odd because you can on the other truck. So if I wanted to run without a crane, if I wanted to run it without a crane, like, maybe I couldn't put a dolly behind it right here, I could run the 4-spot and then just put a 2-spot dolly behind that. But this thing is monster big. Oh my god. Trailer store. No, that's a saddle low. Saddle low. Saddle low. Gooseneck is a saddle low. Here's the ramped flatbed 4-spot. The most hated trailer in the game. Besides the sideboard 2-slot. I think I hate both of them equally. Failed to attach trailer due to insufficient space. Okay, I think what that's telling me is I just don't have the room behind me. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Now we got her. Now we got her. Now I'm going to have to hop in that Kraz over here. And get it, back it up out of the way, I guess. Close functions. Reverse, come on. Straight back to me. I don't care if you're rubbing the building, as long as you're out of the way. That'll probably bite me in the ass later, being up against the building. Back to the Western Star. That's something else about these trucks. I don't know if I had mentioned that these are Western Stars. Now I need to go to the warehouse down around the corner here. When I did take it out for its little test drive earlier, I had the number 2 offset tires on it instead of the number 3s. And with the number 2s, I mean, it was quick, and it went through mud holes like they weren't there, and it was fun to drive. But I don't have the 4-wheel drive on. That's part of the problem. Try and get one wheel in here. Cargo management. On the truck, I want this was supposed to have 2 metal rolls. I think I went to the wrong warehouse. The northern warehouse has 2 metal rolls. This one only has beams. Screw it. I planned on converting the beams into metal rolls anyways. So the northern warehouse gets to keep its 2 metal rolls. I wrote in my notes right here, 2 rolls of steel at north warehouse. Then add 2 metal beams. And then I didn't do what my notes say. I know I could pick up all 3 metal beams right here, but there's 2 metal beams at the rail yard that I was gonna grab. So I didn't have to worry about them falling off of that piece of shit 4-spot on the way down there. Plus, the load will be lighter. Whoa. Lack of turnage there. But as you can see, I mean, mud and water doesn't matter. Being able to steer it does matter. It has the same problem any new mod has, or any mod. These aren't new mods. These aren't new mods by any means. They're new to me. Whoa. I think if I had the choice, I would leave the number 2 spread on it. And not mess around with the number 3 spread. I think it drove a lot better with the number 2s on it. And if it didn't take so long to take it back to the, shoot it back to the garage and change it out, I'd go do that right now. Because the number 3s make it so wide that it's even harder to steer, and then every time one of those big fat tires hits a rock, it bounces off. So shit, I'm kind of wishing right now I'd left the number 2s, the MSH1 number 2s on it. Basically, I went against my better judgment just to see what it looked like with these number 3s on it. Steering's very responsive as I, go left and right with it. It's almost too responsive though. And that's again where I said every mod developer has his own idea of steering responsiveness. So look at her just again, I think this one and the other Western Star, both these Western Stars, I think they go through the mud and the swamps better than the Kraz. I don't think they do anything else better than the Kraz, but I'm not even going to try and go through that little spot there. I'll pick up 2 metal beam here, and then we'll go craft those into 6 metal rolls. There we are. And in 10 minutes, I doubt we're going to get them crafted and back to the ore sorting center. I mean, that reminds me of the Kraz, the way it just rambles right through the mud holes. Nothing else does. It's big, but it definitely does not drive like the Kraz. Other than its ability to pretty much completely ignore the mud holes. Because it keeps doing this shit. That could be adjusted. Allow that to be adjusted. You don't have to know how to go into an XML file and modify it. You can adjust your stick sensitivity. But there's only so much you can do with stick sensitivity. How I'm going to get this thing turned around up here at the rolled steel factory is a mystery. Yeah, I mean, unless I unhook the dolly, get the truck turned around, and then winch the dolly to me. I can't turn off of that pole without backing up. And then it goes too far to the right. I mean, it's always too far to the left, too far to the right. Looks like I might be able to drive around the building, given that I have a small trailer. Open storehouse. And unload 3 metal beam. Then craft metal rolls. 6. And then load 2 on the truck and 4 on the trailer. There we go. I wish I could snap my fingers and put those other wheels on it. God, if I had access to a DevTools menu and could just put those number 2 spread and number 3 instead of the number 3 spread. Oh, and if you, I almost forgot. If you don't like the 91-inch tires, you can put the 79s on it that the other truck has. And you know, with what I'm seeing about how it drives with the 91s, I'm thinking the 79s wouldn't be a bad idea. You saw how, you know, the other truck did some weaving back and forth too with the 79-inch tires. But this thing is crazy all over the place with these wheels. So, I guess that's your episode. I'm at 57 minutes. I'm still kind of regretting that I didn't do just some regular mod reviews on these instead of using them for my campaign. And not that they're bad trucks and they can't do the campaign stuff. I mean, it is doing it. We're up here with 6 metal rolls. We just have to go deliver them now. But it's the time it takes. The Kraz would do it so much faster. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.